Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike, the creator of the One Life podcast, believes most people don't know how to use their gifts or what they are. Mike wants you to see things from a different perspective and be true to yourself. The One Life podcast unites the world through art, fashion, music, and film. It inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities and creates an equal playing field for all. On the One Life podcast, they cover topics like building relationships, overcoming adversity, habits of healthy people, and much, much more. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the One Life podcast to your playlist. That's the number one, NE Life. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the One Life Podcast. I am Mike M.I.C. Reed. Hey, we back again. We're here on the show. We talk about positive psychology and taking care of your well-being and telling your story because everybody has an amazing story. So glad to be back, you guys. I'm feeling amazing today. Just finished wrapping up my boy Nestor's show. Y'all go check it out. By the Retro Kings, friends of the program. He has a pretty dope show. So go to YouTube, check it out. Just finished wrapping up his 14th episode. And, man, I'm feeling great. Now it's time to get into my show. And today, I want to talk about well-being because that is what we talk about. You know, positive psychology is all about, one of the pillars in positive psychology. Not actually one of the pillars, 6 pillars, but positive psychology is about taking care of your well-being. And so for those that you don't know, what is well-being? Dr. Peggy Kern, said, our goal is to be intelligent and active stewards of our own well-being, So well-being does not mean that your life is struggle-free. Well-being is your ability to feel good, struggle well, function effectively. Well-being is a set of tools, skills, and support that you need to thrive or live well despite having struggles. Because, we all go through struggle, right? Like I kind of talked about this on the last show that, nothing in this world is perfect. Nothing lasts forever. Regardless of who you are, what you do, what you have, what you don't have, we're all going to go through life's ups and downs, so it really is about, can you do that, thriving throughout the day, can you struggle well, like I said, we're all going to have struggles in our life, we're all going to go through everyday struggles, whatever that may be. We're all different. We're all come from different backgrounds, different cultures. We was all raised differently. We all have a different set of skills. We all, have our own path in life, and everybody's path is different. So everybody's struggle is going to be different. Everybody's capacity to struggling is going to be different. But can we struggle well? The answer is yes, we can. We can definitely struggle well. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit about today. What I want to bring up is that, there are 3 things that, that we can amplify our well-being because most people, they say people, how can I put this? Everybody has the ability to, and mindset and skill set to have everything that they want in life, right? We really do, especially like struggling. Can we get through it? So there's three different things that you can amplify your well-being, and one of those things, is ability. Like I just said, it's ability. People struggle to care for their well-being, right? Not because they have the lack of willpower, but because they lack the knowledge and the tools and support that make change easier. And those 3 things. Dr. Michelle McQuaid actually pointed this out. Well-being can be amplified by one's ability, motivation, and psychological safety. And one of the things that I keep saying is your well-being. Well-being is your capacity, the knowledge, tools, and opportunities you have to take action that care for your well-being. Studies suggest that most reliable way to improve your abilities is to start with small well-being behaviors that you can do consistently and successfully immediately. This gives you the opportunity to build upon your well-being strengths, flexibility, and skills. And as your abilities grow and you experience success, then you can experiment with more challenging well-beings and behavior over time. I kind of just went through this with a friend of mine who is actually mad at me right now. So when I just went through my struggles, and here's the thing, like, I know people can say, like, I'm always going through something, right? Well, yeah, we're always going to go through something. It's part of life. We're going to go through ups and downs. And, my struggles, are kind of, like, I typically don't say much when I go through, like, small struggles or whatever, right? I kind of suck things up and just kind of keep pushing, keep moving. But when something hit me, like this last time, and last year I kind of went through something similar, because it was a big thing for me, So this couple of months ago when I went through my storm, and I'm kind of still going through it, but, the smoke is kind of cleared now. So, so anyways, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine last week, and she got mad at me because, I'm not there for her right now. And, and I kept apologizing and kept putting her on notice, like, look, right now I'm going through a lot, and I do not have the capacity to be that friend that you need right now. And I was being very honest. Like, if you know me, I am very honest, very transparent, and I'm very loyal to people. And so if I'm telling you, like, I don't have the capacity right now, like, I feel like you should respect that and kind of, give me that grace, right? I'm trying to give myself that grace. So just like how Michelle Quaid just said, you have to give the opportunity to build upon your well-being strength, and your well-being ability, your capacity is part of that. And you can't just start off, it's not a light switch that you can turn on and, like, okay, I'm good. Now let me go to your problems and deal with your situations. Like, it's over time. It's, building, and experiencing those small steps that create success, and then you can build on that. You can experiment with more challenging and more well-being behaviors over time. So, you got to give yourself grace, and hopefully your support system and your people around you give you that grace as well, because it makes it harder when someone doesn't understand that. So that's one of the things that amplifies your ability. The other thing is motivation. Motivation is your commitment to consistently prioritize, caring for your well-being. Too often we focus on abstract desires and outcomes, right? We want to be happier, healthier, wealthier, all this stuff, and the things we feel we should do. But as a result, our motivation fluctuates. One moment you have it, the next moment you don't, it's gone, but sustaining your motivation requires clear future aspirations and measurable outcomes, right? So that it matched to small, specific, high-impact behaviors that you want to do, right, and can succeed at all the time. So you want to, commit, consistently. So again, it's about doing the small things that you can do every day and be consistent of it. So, like, again, when I was just going through my stuff, I had to, because there was so much going on, I had to finally realize, like, you know what, I got to take it one step at a time. How to say baby steps. I had to say one day at a time, and I could only focus on one thing, even though it was like 7 or 8 different things that I really needed to get done, quickly. I knew that wasn't possible. So I had to come to terms and say, you know what, let me tackle one thing at a time, one day at a time, and be consistent with that every day. And when I finally started doing that, again, my head got clearer. I was able to think better, think more, Because when you're in the middle of a storm, you can't think. Like, you can't process nothing. You can't think. You got a bunch of people asking you questions, a bunch of people telling you what to do, and none of it is making sense, right? So you got to kind of take things one at a time, small steps at a time, right? Another thing about amplifying your abilities is psychological safety. Thriving in the face of ongoing struggles not only requires skills and commitment, but also support of others, right? And this is where your team and your support system come into place. Psychological safety exists when you have safe spaces to talk openly and honestly about how you're trying to care for your well-being, what's working well, were you struggling, and what you're learning, right? Without the fear of being judged. But they did a study and they said out of 8 out of 20 people reported that they felt it was best to keep their struggles to themselves. And I can see that because, again, when I just went through my thing and this friend of mine, I was clearly expressing to her that I don't have the capacity right now to, unfortunately, deal with a bunch of the issues that she was going through. And I felt bad, but again, I'm not being honest. Psychological safety exists when you have that safe space to talk openly, right? So your support system and your people should be able to understand that. And, unfortunately, I got into a situation where that just didn't happen. It's unfortunate. It happens, but, I was honest and open, and I hope one day, she realizes that. But, so even with what I was talking about last week, adapting to change, right? Like, you're going to go through that with, people in your life. Like I said last week, as much as we want people in our lives and we want them there forever, everything don't last. People are in your lives for a season, for however long, they play a part in a chapter, and sometimes you got to close that chapter and move on to another chapter, right? And I think, that's where I am in my life right now. Like, I think I just closed a chapter, last month with everything I just went through. And, but with that being said, like, I'm grateful for that chapter. I'm grateful for everything that happened in that chapter of my life and everything that happened, but now I'm moving on to another chapter, and sometimes we need distance, for ourselves to even, make that possible. Like, there's people that I just don't communicate with right now. Not saying I won't communicate with them later on down the life and, in another chapter of mine. But in this next chapter, I don't have no plans on doing that. Only because, again, I'm trying to take care of my well-being. All my life, I've always put everybody else's well-being and success, before mine. That's just the type of person I am. That's the way I was wired. And I'm really trying to adapt and change that because at the older I got, and the older I'm getting, I realized that I have to take care of my well-being first and my, success first. Again, before I used to help everybody with their business, help everybody with their projects, and just always put my stuff on the back burner. I can't do that no more. Just being honest, I can't. I love helping people, and it doesn't take away from me still helping people. But if I can't take care of myself, I can't depend on someone else to do it. And the last time I just depended on somebody, like the last couple of times I depended on somebody, I failed miserably. Like, I was let down. And it's unfortunate because when you have people in your life, you wish and hope that, you can depend on these people, right? And there are people, don't get me wrong, there are people that you can depend on, but you still have to take care of yourself first and put yourself in a position to where you shouldn't have to depend on nobody, right? Especially in big situations. So like with me, I'm finally, putting my well-being and my stuff first. So, I just don't have no more issues, especially with people and, trying to depend on people. So I'm just trying to, the best way I can help someone now is to put myself in a better situation to where I can help people. Because right now I just can't. And it's not to say I'm not going to continue to help people, but I'm just going to do it in a different way. Just approaching things differently. Again, adapting to change, adapting to life. It's the way I'm growing. It's the way life is growing. It's the way my life is moving right now. So I'm just, adapting to that, And unfortunately, yes, you're going to lose friends. Hopefully, people understand that and they don't take things too personal, and, you don't lose too many friendships, but, sometimes, again, you have to distance yourself, especially when people, you're going to have people that are going to argue with you and, disrespect you. And, like, one, I'm 53, right, you guys? I haven't had an argument with someone in maybe 7-8 years. Like, for real. Like, I don't argue with people. I don't argue and I don't react, meditation has definitely always helped me with reacting. Like, I don't react to things the way I used to maybe 20, 30 years ago. I just don't. I'm too old for it. I don't have time. But especially the disrespect, when people, like, just don't understand you, they overtalk you, they, kind of disrespect you and yell at you and do all this stuff. And it's like, it's really unfortunate. But, distance is the only answer to disrespect. Don't argue, don't react, don't dive into drama. Simply remove your presence. When you step away from disrespectful situations or individuals to protect your emotional well-being, it allows you to maintain your inner calm and avoiding being drawn into unnecessary conflict. Distance communicates that you have boundaries and expect to be treated with respect. It sends a clear message that disrespectful behavior is just not acceptable. Reacting, let me say it like this. Reacting to disrespect can often escalate a situation, leading to further conflict. We all know this, right? But by choosing distance, you prevent situations from getting worse. Sometimes creating distance gives the other party an opportunity to reflect on their behavior. They may even come to understand that the consequences of their actions, and they might come back to you and try to make amends, But remember, removing yourself from a disrespectful situation is a powerful act of self-care and self-respect. It doesn't mean you're weak. It signifies your strength and priorities and your well-being and maintaining your dignity. So don't look at it as, you're, like I said, weak, or, you're being even mean or disrespectful back to someone. It really is about taking care of your well-being. And that's something that we have to learn how to do. After this last situation that I was in, the storm that I'm kind of still navigating through, but, the smoke is cleared and it's settled. I can definitely see and think clearly now. I could definitely now see the lessons. Like, that's one of the things that I've learned. Because, like, once you're in the middle of a storm or a situation, or, even like a bad situation, a depressing moment, whatever, you can't think in that moment. Like, you really can't think. Your mind is so clouded with a bunch of stuff. It's probably racing 1,000 miles an hour, and it's so clouded. You have a bunch of, voices in your head telling you this, telling you that, But once you settle down and kind of go through the process, and once the smoke clears and settles, then you can start seeing the lesson and everything. You can start thinking clearly. You can start making better decisions and better choices. And that's what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Again, it's all about taking it day by day, not trying to rush the process, not trying to rush anything, but really taking it day by day, one thing at a time, and collecting those small wins, right? That's what's really important, is collecting those small wins. And once you collect those small wins and you start stringing them together, then, the day doesn't seem as bad. You're still going to go through bad days. I still have bad days, you guys. The other day I had a bad day. But at the end of each day, I'm now looking at it like, okay, what went well today? what was my wins? Even if it was 1 or 2 wins, I'm taking that all day long, and I'm taking that and carrying it into the next day, and then waking up the next day, God willing, that I'm waking up the next day, and I'm building on that, and I'm just stringing them all together. To at the end of the week, now I had a okay week. Now I had an okay month. Just starting to string all these things together. So that's what it's all about, you guys. It's all about taking care of our well-being. Am I struggling right now? Yes, but I'm struggling well. And definitely taking care of my well-being right now. As you can see, I'm doing a lot better. I'm having progress every day. I'm having progress. Yes, I'm still struggling. Yes, I'm still going through the storm. But every day is getting better. Time, I'm telling you, heals everything. You just got to be patient with it. Definitely got to have patience and not try to rush things. You just got to, like my scripture says, I love the scripture on my arm, be still and know. You just got to be still and know. These are always going to work out. When I say nothing lasts forever, that includes pain, that includes struggle, that includes depression, all this stuff. Like, none of it lasts forever. You will get through it, just like I'm getting through it right now, right? So just keep that in mind. Take care of your well-being, because you can. You just got to take it day by day, right? That is it for me today. Stay tuned, you guys. I got some dope guests, great guests I'm starting the book, and some great conversations I'm about to have, about the struggles that I went through, about other people's struggles and stories. I'm keeping it alive, keeping the show alive. I got, again, great guests coming. That's definitely going to help me, hopefully helps you. And I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. And so, yeah. I'm out of here, guys. I love you guys. I thank you guys again. Peace, love, and blessings. And you guys stay amazing and be well. All right, I'm out.